Hello, everyone. My name is Obedience Broby. I am the host and the founder of Prosperity Gate Talks. I am wearing a purple t-shirt or top. I am wearing gold studs. I have silver hair and I am a Black woman. So today I am pleased to introduce my special guest, Lisa Daniels. Some stories don't just inspire, they shake the whole room. Lisa Daniels is one of those stories, a nurse, Black, neurodivergent, living with osteoarthritis in a profession that demands everything from your body, your mind, your spirit. Most people would step back, but Lisa didn't. She stepped forward. She turned pain into purpose and built You Too Can Nurse, a movement empowering nurses and midwives with visible and invisible disabilities, raising awareness and proving that no barrier can silence a calling. We are going to hear from her. Hello, Lisa. Welcome to Prosperity Gate Talks, and thank you so much for being here. And for those who
Oh,
don't know you, who is Lisa behind the platform? Please introduce yourself.
oh, wow. Thank you so much, Obedience. I feel honestly honored to have this opportunity. So my name is Lisa Daniels. I am wearing a purple dress with purple glasses and brown hair, and I'm also a melanin female. So who is Lisa? Lisa is bubbly, is shy. I'm 5'7". I'm a mom. I'm a nurse, content creator. So I have different aspects about me that I'm still even discovering now. I'm still discovering it. So honestly, I feel just excited and happy. Today is a happy day. I don't know. You might be seeing lots of smiles because I'm a smiley person too, that lots of people say. So thank you. Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome. Right. So, Lisa, tell us a bit about your story, your journey beyond the uniform. Who is Lisa behind You Too Can Nurse? I just want to find out more about you so we can all have an idea about your mission and how it all started with the condition and yeah, if you can just elaborate on that as well, please.
Yeah, definitely. So for me, my journey, I would say it started in 2006 when I was, I believe 15, 16, was on my 6 weeks holiday from secondary school. So I was preparing to go into year 11 to do GCSEs and stuff like that. So I went on holiday and unfortunately I had a really bad accident that involved a bike. So I had a open fracture on my left ankle and I dislocated my knee. Lots of things was rushing. Lots of things were happening that was out of my control that I wasn't fully understanding. But all I remember is that I was told by the surgeons that, look, we need to operate now, or there's a possibility that your leg have to be amputated. And for me, out of everything that he was saying, life, it just was on a standstill. As soon as he said amputation, at the age of, let's say, 16, I just didn't fully understand why me? And straight away, I was like, you know what, do whatever you can do to save my leg. At the age of 16, I didn't know whether I can consent. I didn't know anything else. Save my leg. Let me just save it to the best of your abilities so that I can now get better to then go home. Because at the age of 16, I was just thinking that I'm going to get into trouble with my mom. My mom's going to, having an African mom, you're like, you don't bring drama, don't bring, like you've
Yeah.
gone there for holiday and then now you're coming back with much more serious complications. So I had to stay there for an additional 3, 4 weeks. Had to stay in France. They did the best they could do, but then they told me that, okay, we need to discharge you. Maybe you'll get a better treatment in London because we can do all we can do. And no one took insurance. This is 2016. I'm a teenager. I did not know nothing about travel insurance. So they did the best they could do. And then they told me, okay, we're going to discharge you home to go home and that we advise you to go to A&E. So as soon as I got back to London, we went straight to the hospital to St. Thomas's. Can you imagine St. Thomas's? So it's like a 360. So went to St. Thomas's, and when they took off the cast, they saw that I had sepsis. So I was on high doses of antibiotics, had to stay an additional, I think it was another 3 weeks or close to a month in hospital, had to have multiple operations after that first surgery that they did in France, and saw that you developed, it's called a post-traumatic arthritis or osteoarthritis. So my cartilage in my ankle was completely worn away. That's how bad the fracture was. And I'm even lucky to still be walking or have my ankle, because
Wow.
there were talks of it being amputated. So with all of this and the care that I received in France, I just knew that I wanted to make a difference. I didn't want anybody to go through the kind of care that I received. At the time, I didn't think that it was because of my color, because of my race. I just thought that it's me, but I want to do the opposite. I want to ensure, I just know that I want to do something to stand in the gap and try and educate people about, despite your race, despite whatever you're going through, you should still receive the best care possible that is best for you. It should all be individualized care. So that's where I think that's where the spark started, and my drive to study nursing came from.
Oh, I see. Okay, I see. That makes sense. But in spite of that, what
Mm.
made you, I'll ask, I mean, you said that was a spark, but was there any fears that came up? Were you thinking, okay, nursing is demanding and I've got this condition. How am I actually going to navigate through nursing? Did that thought ever come up in your head?
It did, because nursing was like, I'm sure you know the expression, from the frying pan to the fire. So I thought I was dealing with one aspect of my recovery from osteoarthritis and stuff like that. But then another aspect was also dealing with dyslexia. So I knew that I was having challenges when it comes to education, when it comes to studying and reading and what is it, retaining the information. And with my exams, I knew I had difficulties because it was picked up from primary school. But when it comes now to nursing at a degree level, not even at diploma, degree level, it was another ball game in itself, because I had to embrace that not only do you have a physical disability, but I have also a learning difficulty with dyslexia. And because of stigma when it comes to, you know, our community, even just the community in itself, the larger population, when it comes to difficulties, nobody at that time talks a lot about it. So I was afraid. And because of that, I didn't ask for help. I didn't pursue all the resources that was out there. I just said, no, that's another label that I don't want to be placed on. I'm normal. I'm fine. I'm like everybody else. I was masking that I have a disability or difficulty. Everything is fine when nothing was fine at all. So because of that, it resulted in me into failing. So I failed my first university at Kingston, failed that. Then I failed again my multiple assignments, because I redid, went back into university because I said, no, I want to be a nurse, but still hiding the fact that I have dyslexia. So I still was failing my assignments. Funny enough, my exams, I would pass. When it comes to writing, like essays and stuff like that, I don't know what it was. I just couldn't grasp it. So I would always fail. My university that I attended was, and I remember that all their pass mark would be in a red box with the number. So for me, every time when it comes to me opening my results, when it comes to results day, I would just gradually open the page and scroll down slowly each time, because if I see the starting of a three, I already know that. But if I saw the part of a four, I thought, okay, at least I passed. So every time when I scroll down to look at the red box that shows the mark, and it will say, you'll have that smooth ending, as I already know is a fail. So I'll scroll down, it will say, oh, 35, maybe 38, 30 this, 30 that. Anytime that I see 40, 45, I was, oh, thank God, at least this one I've passed it. I can go into the next stage. It was always like in fear. That's how I would describe when it comes to education. It was always fear. There was never an enjoyment to say, oh, yeah, today I'm fine. I'll be fine. There was always anxiety, always nervous when it comes to results day because I had a fear that I was going to fail.
Absolutely. But how did you actually overcome that fear?
How did I overcome it? I will 150% put it down to my faith because I'm a Christian. So when it comes to difficult times, challenging times, a lot of prayer, a lot of submitting my assignment into God's hands, listening a lot to praise and worship, prayer, and just trying to speak life, speaking the opposite. So
Mm.
maybe my examiner or somebody will say, "Oh, you keep on failing. Why don't you just give up?" But for me, speaking what I want to see, even though I can't see it at the time, I'm speaking life into myself. And that all encompasses my faith. It's my faith, speaking things into existence, even though you can't see it. But for me, spiritually or in my mind, I see it. So that is what has kept me through. That's what's brought me, even as you too can nurse. It was a reminder to myself that you too, Lisa, you too,
Wow.
you can nurse. You. So anybody that is having a difficulty when they look at my title, you can even replace the nurse to anything that you want to do. So you too can become a lawyer. You too
Wow.
can achieve this goal. You
Mm.
too, like include yourself into it.
Mm.
You can do it. Speak it into existence. You can.
Wow, absolutely. That's really, really powerful. And actually have that mindset to say, apart from the religion, of course, that's the forefront. But I
Yeah.
mean, it's so amazing because someone would have just given up and said, you know what, I've got this condition, especially being
Mm.
a Black woman as well. Some of us, we are trained to just be strong and,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
go in, fair enough. But with you, you just you just came out and you didn't hold back. Nothing held you
Wow.
back. You just said, you know what? I want to make a difference out of this.
Yeah.
And I think that is so admirable, to be honest.
Wow.
I really, really do appreciate that. That's very, very inspiring. Okay, because I was wondering, you two can nurse. That is so catchy. That's a very, I love it. It's just very, very powerful.
Thank you. It's just for me, it's like my reminder is like anytime that I do feel low, like, oh, Lisa, can you actually do it? No, you too can. You too include yourself. You can. There's no plan B. This is plan A. I'm an only child. Maybe I'll give more of an understanding of my background. I'm an only child. I don't have any siblings. There's nobody that I can say, oh, can you help me? Can you do this? It's just me. It's me and God, I will say.
Absolutely.
So always I had to think deep and
Mhm.
achieve it. You can with the help of the Holy Spirit. I can, I will. All of this stuff is just like a daily reminder that yes, through Christ all things are possible. That is my favorite scripture, Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me.
Mhm. Absolutely. And how about your social network as well? I assume from what you've said, it seems as if you had a very supportive social network as well. How are they as well? And you were talking about your mum as well. You're scared to come home, how your mum will receive that news. How, in terms of family life and the social life as well, how did you navigate all of that as well with this journey? Was there a time maybe your mom was like, "Oh no, no, there's no point of you. Keep yourself to yourself. Don't
Mm.
don't try and explain yourself to the world."
Yes, I think at first my mom was definitely very, very, very cautious when it comes to what is it that I share because my mom knows me that I'm like an open door policy that I will tell you everything that I know so that I can support you. I can help, helping hand. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if it comes from being an only child, but I'm like, yeah, this is me.
Mm.
But now my family, my mom, my cousins, my friends, all of them are really supportive. They're like, wow, we didn't know this about you, Lisa. Like I mask very well. But now I'm trying to be much more vulnerable, trying to be much more open to there's some aspects of me that you are not aware of, but this is who I am.
Mm.
And I can definitely say that my family and my friends have been very supportive,
Mm.
very supportive. Some of them have said, oh, just be careful and stuff like
Mhm,
that.
mhm.
But majority of them, yeah, they've been really supportive, really supportive.
Oh, that's great. And in terms of nursing as well, has your condition affected the job roles that you've actually applied for in nursing? Have you ever felt like, oh no, I don't want to do this job because I've got this condition, or have you ever felt like that barrier to even choose your job role as well, your job title within the nursing field?
Yeah, I would say at the beginning, because again, like with the masking, so I was like, masking is kind of like pretending that everything is fine, like you're just showing a brave face. So at first, when it comes to nursing, I was like, yeah, I'm fine. I can stand for 12 hours, 13 hours. I can run for crash course. I can do this and run here and run there. So I would mask and say, yeah, I'm not finding it difficult. And I would do it. I did it for, I think, a little bit over 4 years before I went on to maternity leave. It was just excruciating pain, excruciating difficulty of standing and walking and collecting patients from theater, or when you're transferring them to ITU and all of this place. It was difficult. So that's when I had to be real with myself to say, okay, you love nursing, but nursing doesn't only have to be bedside. There's different types of nursing.
Absolutely.
There's speciality, there's digital nursing, there's community. Even at that time, I didn't even fully, what is it in the community that nurses can do? I just had the mindset that is bedside only. That's it.
Mhm.
And I was kind of maybe timid or afraid to then maybe apply for band 6 or band 7 because at that time, I didn't see anyone that had a disability that spoke about it, and also has a physical disability and spoke about, oh, they have these challenges and they're still able to pursue a higher position. So I kind of kept myself in a bubble to say, you just even being a band 5 nurse, just be happy and content with that, because
Mhm.
already you're finding it difficulty standing. Because remember, the mindset is that it's only bedside at that time of thinking. So at first I would say I was just tunnel vision that, oh, it's just bedside. But now I know that the nursing profession is vast. You can do many, many things. So now I am pushing myself into the areas where I want to eventually end up into school nursing now. So I know that I'm not limited. It's just different. There's particular roles that I know I can't do, but there's many, many roles that I can. And that's what I'm focusing on. What is it that I can do instead of what is it that I can't do?
Absolutely. I love that. That is very, very powerful. Always thinking of the cans, not the
Mhm.
can't. I think that's really, really what's really brought you this far as well, which is very, very good.
Yeah.
And powerful. Okay, that's great to hear. Sorry, I should have asked you, what are you currently doing? I know you said you want to branch into school nursing, but in terms of for the audience as well, what are you actually currently doing in terms of what is your job role as well? And I would say, how did you actually get into it as well, what you're doing at the moment right now as well? If you can just give us a brief overview. You've told us about your nursing, but in terms of your nursing journey as well, how you got into what you're doing now, etc. If you can just let us know.
Yeah, definitely. So what I'm doing now, I work in the health visiting team or health visiting department, which the whole aspect of health visiting is that we look after children and family from the ages of 0 to 5. So normally when a child reaches the age of like maybe 14 days, 15 days, the midwives will then hand over to the health visitors, and the health visitors will then ensure that each child is reaching their fullest potential when it comes to development, health, education to the parent. So we as community staff nurse in health visiting, we support the health visitor. So when it comes to maybe the ASQ, so those are like the developmental milestones, questionnaires that we ask parents to come in for an appointment, and then we will give them like questionnaires to see if their child is developing according to their age, and also like maybe immunizations, so or newborn blood spot screening. So when maybe if a baby hasn't had their newborn blood spot screening that was normally is done by the midwives, we will then pick it up if it's been missed for any reason. Maybe a child wasn't born in the hospital, was born maybe in another country and it's been missed. Then for us in the health visiting team, the community nurses will then do those screenings. And yeah, it's lovely. I came across that role when I was on maternity leave myself, and I had the health visitor visit me in the house after I had my daughter. And then when I looked online, because I knew that I couldn't go back onto the wards because of my ankle, I was looking online and I saw community staff nurse and health visits. Yeah, it's been amazing. I work part-time, so I have the best of both worlds that I can work. At the same time, I'm also able to spend time with my daughter. So I love the profession. I love health visiting, but I have now kind of geared off health visiting. I would love to do school nursing, but
Mm.
I still love the role.
Oh, that's really good. And it's nice to see that there's several options now with regards to accommodating all nurses. With you, you have literally planned your career in terms of your condition as well, which I think that is very powerful. Right. And in terms of, have you ever faced any form of discrimination within your workplace? If you're,
Yeah,
are you,
that's fine. I'll say, yeah, 100%. I have 2025. And still, there's a lot of ignorance when it comes to accessibility or disability or invisible disability. Because for me, when somebody looks at you or someone looks at me, they could assume that, oh, yeah, you're fine, you're smiling, you're happy, you're able to walk from one particular room to the other. So you should be fine. The education is that there's such things called invisible disabilities that is not apparent when you first look at the individual. And that's what's happened to me where I would go to work. I have difficulty of standing for a really long time. So maybe when they see me sitting down for a bit to do my documentation or just sitting down, nobody should sit down.
absolutely, yes. Yes.
On the wood, nobody
No,
should run like a headless chicken. So they'll see me sit down, and I remember particularly one of my ward managers, she's like, what are you doing sitting down? I said, "Look, I'm tired. I'm sitting down because I'm tired and my ankle is painful. So I need to sit down to do my notes. I can't stand up." So that's one aspect. And another aspect could be that the lifts to the work it's not working. And I haven't been told ahead of time to look for alternative routes of how I would get into work. So for me, that is another kind of discrimination because I'm not being included or it's not accessible. So those are the main ones for me that I feel comfortable to touch on. There has been more, but I feel those are the two that I have challenged. I've challenged them speaking to my managers, higher up,
Mm,
and then they've made things in place now that, okay, we will make sure that because the lifts are not working, you can work on the ground floor, you can do this, you can do that. So that all had to come through fighting or chat how things go and educating that even if I look, I'm fine, that I don't have any disability, there is such a thing as invisible disability or being neurodivergent is not something that you can see. It's
mhm,
something that is somebody is who they are.
mm,
And I had to educate my managers and educate people that are around me about invisible disability.
absolutely. And Lisa, what do you think people can do to accommodate people like yourselves? I would like to know more about the youths who can nurse. What are you actually raising?
Yes, definitely. For me, the reason for this is to raise awareness about melanin and midwives that are working with a disability that is invisible or visible
Mm,
or being neurodivergent, because there's not a lot of awareness that we exist, that we're here, or there's not been a lot of representation when it comes to healthcare. So I just felt like we're not being shown on the platform. We're not seen. Our stories are not being told. Our experience are not being told. So I said, instead of me waiting for somebody to do it, you do it. So that is when I started Youth Nurse, just to document my journey, to talk about my experiences in trying to raise and amplify the platform when it comes to nurses that are melanin and they're also having a disability, speaking to lots of nurses that are neurodivergent, that have maybe ADHD or invisible disability like deafness, or maybe they're blind, or maybe have other disabilities that they just want about and they're still working in healthcare or they're still working in the private sector, but they're nurses or midwives. That is the platform that I would love to educate people on, that we exist, that we're here, and to also show as a role model that we are still thriving, we're still working. Yes, despite the disability or being neurodivergent, we honor that as to represent that we are successful and we're here. Disability is not inability. You can still thrive. You can still become a business person. You can
Yeah.
still do anything. So that is what I'm trying to do, raise awareness about disability, raise awareness about neurodiversity, and that we can still thrive and contribute to society, that we're not a plague, we're not something to not talk about. We are contributing to society where, and we exist and we're here, we're alive.
Absolutely, absolutely. But in building the You Too Can Nurse, did you face any challenges with that as well? Was there a breaking point that you said, okay, do you know what? I don't think I'm going to be accepted if I do this. Was there any that stopped you from doing it? And when you were actually building it as well, did you come across when you're getting funding or any community support? Was there any barriers? Was there any discrimination where you turned down? Do you ever feel like, oh, I'm black, so I'm not going to be accepted in this space? If you can just break that down for us.
Yeah, definitely. I love all of them. I love all the questions, all of them. And yes, everything that you were saying, I was just seeing pictures of the aspects of it happening. I remember this and I remember that. You too can nest. I definitely received a couple of backlash, especially on TikTok, where some people were like, oh, you don't look like somebody that has a disability, or there's a difference between learning disability and then learning difficulty. So at least that was something that I learned and I corrected myself that, okay, I don't have a learning disability, I have a learning difficulty when it comes to dyslexia and dyspraxia. But the challenges will come to ensuring the rooms that I use are accessible, ensuring that audio description, making sure that there's captions, challenges of, oh, where it's positioned, is too small or it's too big, or why do you even have to do this? Is it necessary? But for me, it is. It is
It is.
very
It is, yeah.
important. Also, it comes down to maybe even a little bit of fear of, will my managers watch it? Will they say, oh, you shouldn't be discussing this, or you shouldn't be, when you just afraid, oh, somebody will see, like, oh, I don't believe that you have this or you have that. So those are the barriers that I've come across, even trying to create a safe space during my events. I didn't have any support with funding. I didn't get any sponsorship or anything. Everything was from my own pocket that I saved up myself. And it was difficult because that time I was still recovering from my surgery. So I'm on half pay from work. But I said that this event must go on. So whatever small money that I can get, I'm going to use it for my event. And luckily, I did have some support from my friends. And then they really helped me and they contribute towards some of the foods or I said foods, the buying of products and stuff like that, and I thank God, honestly, I thank God in everything. God has definitely blessed me with destiny helpers that have supported me and encouraged me, prayed with me, and towards the creation of my event, more support was just coming, more favor was just happening around me. So I just, yeah, thank God. I'm somebody that I don't hold or try not to focus on the negative, even though I recognize that it's there, but my faith will overpower whatever negative that I come across. I suppress it. I don't allow it to linger and make me to not believe in myself. So those at the beginning were the challenges, but then I just stirred it into positives at the end.
Wow, wow. You're not just telling your own story, you're literally shifting the culture of nursing. You're raising
Yes.
awareness about inclusion, diversity, and support. And I think that is so amazing. That's one of the biggest topics that is really flooding throughout our country in the UK, and I believe globally as well. I am really inspired by your journey. I mean, I don't know how you do it, to be honest, because to be honest, even me myself, I'm like, oh my goodness, like there's so many barriers that even in my head, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, how are people going to accept me for even what I'm even doing as well? But
Yes. Yeah.
because there's a difference between we are, or some of us are religious as well. We are religious, but no matter what, there's always that thing to say, do you know what? There's this barrier. Let me not even cross there. But for you, it seems like you don't even care about that. You just keep going and
Mhm.
going and going and going. And that's what I really want nurses, the nurses who are watching who feel like, oh my goodness me, I've got this limitation or I've got this, like Lisa is saying, delay is not a denial at all.
Amen.
And that is something that we need to go out there and just show the world that, you know, we can do this no matter what. The barriers we will overcome, we will cross those barriers, which is so powerful.
Amen. And for me also is like, I didn't want to show a journey where you will see the end result. So you will see, oh, by God's grace, I'm being flown out to different countries and you don't see the genesis, you don't see the beginning.
Mm-mm.
You don't see the me talking about my failures. And, I always want somebody when they look at my page or when they see my story, that they saw the beginning, they saw the trenches, they saw me discussing about the challenges that I face, even like with my mental health and stuff like that. And then when they see the glory or when God blesses me, I want them to say, no, I remember those harsh days. So for her to now reach this point in her life, we
Mm,
just give God all the praise because we remember the beginning. We remember her discussing about the 15 pins that were in my leg and I couldn't walk properly, or they were talking about amputation or the failures and stuff like that. And then now look at her now that I'm walking without crutches. I do still walk a little bit with a limp, but also to normalize that is fine and to discuss it, because if we don't discuss, if we don't talk, how would you know that the support is out there? How would you know about the schemes and the access to work grants,
mm,
disability support, neurodiversity networks that you can access and gain a lot of support at work and even in your personal life too.
mm.
So just trying to remove that stigma of you have a disability, you have challenges or pain, you can't achieve anything, you can't work in healthcare or you can't become successful, that you can.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And are there any projects you're working on right now other than the YouTube Can Nurse, or you're merely focused on the YouTube Can Nurse? I believe obviously it's a big movement in itself anyway, but is there anything or any upcoming events you're embedding in within the YouTube Can Nurse?
I feel very excited that in the process of creating an event with Tara. So she's one of the BSL, she runs a BSL school that teaches about British Sign Language. I'm in the groundwork of creating an event on Instagram Live and trying to shed light on BSL, so British Sign Language, and for health professionals to learn the sign language, even if it's simple phrases to look at, what do you have pain? Are you hungry? This is the direction of the toilet. Things for health professionals. I thought it should be normalized. Sign language should be normalized, at least the basics in healthcare, especially. And also in the process of creating collaboration with NHS Blood and Transplant to
Mhm.
create awareness about sickle cell, or me being a sickle cell carrier, and that I used to donate blood before I was a recipient of blood. So I'm in the preparation of creating content with them so that I can raise awareness about being a carrier, and you can still donate blood even if you're a carrier. Now that, because I was a recipient, I can't donate blood, but I can still support, I can still create content, I can still talk about raising awareness about
Mhm.
being a carrier of sickle cell, but you can still donate blood and raise awareness about sickle cell, especially in our community, the melanated community. There's reduced of blood donors in our community. And we definitely need to have that discussion, ways that we can support, because even if it doesn't affect you, you never know in the future, or family, friends, or just someone in the community, knowing that they need help, it should be our responsibility to help our community first. So those are the projects that are bubbling. There's more. We also have like a speaking engagement that's coming up in Liverpool that I've been asked to come and speak at. And I'm excited because I'm also part of Black Nurses and Midwives UK. So we raised awareness about us as a community, as a team, and yeah, just shine light wherever room that we can, shed light in it. So those are the few projects that are coming up with the YouTube 10 Nurse. So I am very excited. Very nervous, but more excited than nervous. My excitement is suppressing the nerves, but it's all natural. It's all natural.
You've already done the big part, to be honest, by even doing the platform in the first place. I think all the nerves just say shut up to the nerves, to be
Exactly.
honest, because you've literally done it. Wow, you are expanding, Lisa. This is so
Oh,
admirable, to be
thank
honest. You
you.
are such an inspiration, to be honest. I'm telling you, you really,
Oh,
really are.
thank
And yeah, I think that is so amazing. We need more people like you, to be honest. You
you.
really showing the world that, you know what, this is possible. And I really, really
Yeah.
want not just nurses, the whole world to hear your story so we can actually all overcome literally every barrier, to be honest. Because
Amen.
disability is overlooked. And obviously, you're not telling us everything, but you yourself, you know that you've dealt with a lot of things, especially being melanated
Yes.
as well, and your
Yes.
coach and everything like that. You really, really taken that extra space as a Black woman to actually step out, even in a culture that disability, even I'm from Ghana as well. You're from Ghana. Even
Yes.
in
Yeah.
our country as well, it really overlooked. So even if you even
Yeah.
take it to even Ghana, even Africa, I think your
Mhm.
voice, I think you really need to spread your wings everywhere because your
Oh.
voice will definitely be valued everywhere. Oh, that is really powerful. Thank you so much, Lisa. And to the nurse watching right now, maybe they are struggling with identity, illness, or invisibility. What would you say directly to them?
Oh, that's a powerful question.
Mm,
You are perfect. You are perfect. Don't see your disability as a weakness.
mm,
See it as it's all part of your journey
mm,
of you being the best version of you. But you are perfect. You know, God knows the reasons why you are on this journey, but never give up. Never feel like you are a mistake, that you are not a mistake, that there is a reason why you are here and that you are amazing, that you are perfect, that you are going to achieve everything that you put your mind to do. That never give up, never feel that you can't achieve it. You can. You can. Try and see who is your community, look out for destiny helpers, and just continue sharing your story because you never know who's watching you. I shared my story of being a sickle cell carrier,
mm,
or sometimes it's also known as sickle cell trait. I didn't know who was watching me, but I knew that I wanted to share and raise awareness about sickle cell. I wanted to raise awareness about having osteoarthritis or being neurodivergent. It isn't a label.
mm,
Just see it as it's a seed.
mm,
It's a seed, and God has given you that ability to use that seed for it to be blossomed into flowers, roses, sunflowers. God has made you perfect. So never give up that you can achieve it. You can do everything
mm,
that you put your mind to do. Never give up. My favorite quote that I'll always stand with is that divided we can't win. United, we can't lose.
yes,
When I heard that statement, I just hold on to it that as a community, that we're here with you, that you are beautiful and you are blessed.
absolutely. Oh, I love that. It's powerful, Lisa. That is really powerful. And also, for those who want to follow your journey and connect with your work, where can they find you?
So you can follow me on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok. So all of those are my social media pages that I'm mostly post on. So I mostly post on Instagram. Yeah, Instagram, YouTube, Cam Ness. And yeah, you're all welcome. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And let's just bring more representation when it comes to health professionals with a disability and working. We are here and we're not going anywhere. We're here to stay. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy that we're raising awareness about disability, being neurodivergent as nurses. We need to have the discussion and talk more about it and normalize it. It's all normal. It's normal.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Lisa, for someone who wants to start something similar to what you're doing, how would they go on about it, doing something like that?
I would say just start. Start today. Just start today. Document your story. If you have your phone, just record your story, talking to yourself.
Mm,
And it's like a journal. How people write in a diary, you can just be talking to yourself and then just post it. Whatever you feel comfortable to share, post it because you're definitely going to bless and inspire somebody else. And also teach. It's like you're teaching the challenges that you face, that you've overcome. And just see kind of like it's like a testimony. You're just sharing a story. You never know in 5 years down the line or 10 years down the line who will come and love your work. So never give up.
Absolutely. But in terms of even like actually building a platform, like what you're doing, something like what you're doing, how would you? Yeah, sorry, I was just
Sorry.
about to say, in terms of building a platform as well, if someone wants to build a platform like You Too Can Nurse, how can they actually start it? Is there like government support? I know you said you funded your own,
Oh,
but in terms of
yes.
what's
Yeah.
available for people?
I'm not too sure. To start like YouTube can nurse, I think for me, I just open up an Instagram page and then just start from there. I don't know. I think maybe if somebody wants to go into like maybe a CIC route,
Mm.
then I think there is like if they type onto Google how to start a CIC, then they can get that information from there. But for just like a general social media page, it's just to open up an Instagram page and then just create their brand or their name and then just to start. But yeah, I don't know if there's any like kind of like scheme or support,
Mm.
but if they have any difficulty, they can always speak to me. I'm always happy to help.
Oh, that's
So
lovely.
I'm always happy to help. If you want to start something similar to what I'm doing also, please message me, DM me. I'm always happy to help.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Thank you so much, Lisa. It's been an honor. Your journey is
Oh.
proof that barriers don't have the final word. Resilience does. From bedside to community, from pain to purpose, you've shown us what it means to rise without limitation, without limiting yourself. Thank you for reminding us that nursing isn't just a career, it's a calling. And through platforms like You Too Can Nurse, you have made this possible. You've made this an actual movement. And again, delay is not a denial. All things are possible. If
Oh.
Lisa's story moved you, please subscribe to Prosperity Gate Talks. Thank you so much, Lisa. Bless
Oh,
you.
thank you. Thank you so, so much. I honestly feel honored and blessed to have this opportunity to share my story. Thank you so, so much. Thank you. And I also pray that your platform will break doors, will break barriers, and that more opportunities will be coming to you also, because this is just the
Amen.
beginning.
Amen. Thank you so much, Lisa. All right, you
Absolutely.
take care of yourself. Thank you so much for that.
Thank you too. Bye.